Ciao! Welcome back to our channel, and today we are forced to stay home because outside is snowing again. Actually, I will take a video now just to show you how it is. So, okay, as we have to stay here, I'm gonna do my first Photoshop tutorial, and we will talk about how to retouch the skin. To list the things we have to do today, we have two things. First, create the frequency separation action. Second, correct the light. I'm gonna use a picture of Francesco because I told you in the previous video that we had to talk about the 5D Mark IV, and we will do it, but just through the picture of Francesco, and you will see how sharp it is. So the girl, the model we will retouch today is called Patricia, and we did an amazing photo shoot with her 2 weeks ago. And I think it's a moment for a little B-roll. See you later. Welcome back! As you know, I love to put some B-rolls here and there sometimes. I hope you like it. So if we jump to our Photoshop, there we go. I have the picture right here. We open it. So of course it's a RAW file, so it will open Camera Raw. Here we go to correct what we want, a little bit of exposure, a little bit of shadows up, and we have a nice magenta on the back, but we don't really care for the skin. Okay, we open the image, and the first thing to do now is to create our action of frequency separation. So let's jump into it. So we have the layer 0. This is the time to click this action button and go to create our action of frequency separation. Okay, record. So now it's recording. Okay, I go layer 0 and I copy it twice with Command J. Command J, Command J. Okay, I go on the first layer and I call it blur. I go on the second layer and we call it texture. Why? Basically we're gonna blur the first layer to completely remove the texture and the skin defects, and then we will add the texture later on. So level blur, we go on filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we do something like 3 for now. Okay, then we go back to our layers, we go on texture, we select texture, and we go on image, apply image. Okay, let's make sure that our layer blur is selected here. We have subtract here. Okay, and we make sure the scale is on 2 and offset 128. I don't know why, but Yeah, we do it. So we put our level texture to linear light. Perfect. We group the two, we select the two layers that we created. We do Command G and we group it. So if we untick the eye on the group, we shouldn't see much of a difference, and this is how it's supposed to be. So our action is created, then we stop the action, perfect. And now we have to work with the levels that we created. So we go on the level blur, and what I have to do is to blur more the areas that I don't really like. I go to take the lasso tool, I select the area that I don't like, okay. Just make sure that you have some feather on it, just to show you, to see. I pressed Q now to see the selection, okay. So we see that it's pretty smooth. I'm gonna do it even more, okay, perfect. And I go back to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I blur it till when I'm happy. So you see what is happening. So you see the difference between this and this is cleaner, but we still have the texture. Just to show you how it was before. Here we go. Before and now. Okay. And we go ahead doing all the way. Once the frequency separation is done, we have to correct the light. I mean, not correct, but to emphasize the light and the shadows on the face. I usually use the curves to do it. So we go to the curves and we push all the way up, this, at the maximum. Okay, we close the window. We press Command I to reverse the mask, now it's black. And then we take our brush with the size of something like 6, between 5 and 10. And what I do is to draw lines on the skin where you see more light. Here, on the nose. Okay, we double click on the curves and we click on the mask, okay, and we go all the way right, not all the way, but until when we like to feather. Okay, we shouldn't see the lines, but we should see the light. There we go. Then we do the same, but for the shadows. So curves, I push this down, okay. Command I, zoom in a little bit, and I draw on where are supposed to be the shadows. Here, here. Can be okay. Okay, that's enough. So I double click on this and on the mask, I feather the mask. A bit more. Okay. Frequency separation and light correction done. We see the before, okay, and now. If you don't like to have a kind of fake effect on the skin, with the frequency separation you can always have a real effect, trying to not push too much the blurriness. And you can always balance the blur with the texture that you create. What is important with this technique is that you will never lose the texture of the skin, which is super easy to lose, especially if you are used to use, for example, the clone stamp on the skin. I hope you like. The crispness, and of course it's not working. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this quick tutorial. And as usual, if you have some comments, some ideas, something that you want to see, just leave a comment below. And now I will finish this picture.